After a nail-biting victory against Club Shay and the Boise Blastoise, Commander and Conquer is back for Week 6 of Low Tier Conquest, where we are taking on the Distortion World Doofs, coached by Panda of Redness. As usual, pretty strong team, but this time, oh, Jesus criminy, those are some strong Terra Captains in the form of Bisharp and Comfey. With either of them able to just do a multitude of things based on whatever Terra type they are, and of course, only assisted by the hazard setting duo of Gligar and Kleavor. Hitmontop is there to spin away our own hazards as well as intimidate us. Porygon, Z, and Gengar, terrifyingly strong special attackers. And Servine is cool, I suppose. But it's not that scary. I lied, it's very scary. But there's so many Eviolite Pokemon. So our first member of the team will be Sparkle, our Zoroark, rocking heavy-duty boots this week with knockoff U-turn, Encore, and Taunt. Of course, our main goal is to knock off the plethora of Eviolites or any other items that may occur. Encore is there to lock potentially the Gengar into a setup move if we're able to get a little bit of trickery in. Taunt is there to stop Gligar from setting up spikes. And U-turn is, of course, there to just move around. But Panda's team is fairly slow, so we are able to get away with a little bit of a speedster with our Tentacruel this week. Arceus and Honnold rocking a Life Orb with Ice Beam, Surf, Sludge Bomb, and Giga Drain. Just 4 attacking moves, able to hit his entire team for at least neutral, depending on what they want to go for. But I do need a defensive angle to deal with a lot of these more physical threats, which is why we have Ernie, our Earthworm, with leftovers this week, with Spikes, Heavy Slam, Body Press, and Curse. Pretty standard moveset. Heavy Slam allows us to hit the Gengar and Hatterene. If we are at +1, we kill either of them. Earth Eater, of course, lets us wall Gligar and potentially a Terra Ground Comfey. And yeah. Now, once the Eviolites are dealt with, there is actually not many physically bulky Pokemon on Panda's team. So we have Penny, our Shaymin, rocking a physical build this week with SD Trailblaze, Zen Headbutt, and Play Rough with a weakness policy. If we are able to somehow live a stray hit from something like a Gengar or a... I don't think Gligar gets to a Wing Beat anymore, but if it does, it doesn't. Mystical Fire from Hatterene, ooh. If we're able to live one of those hits, we get our weakness policy, and suddenly we are able to potentially even sweep if we have an SD and a Trailblaze. Or we don't even need the SD if we get the weakness policy. But with Trailblaze, we do outspeed the whole team. Zen Headbutt and Play Rough will allow us to hit everything at least neutral, assuming Bisharp does not Terra into Steel. Which, if it does, we have a problem, but let's not talk about that. But of course, we're still missing our big heavy hitter, Tiny the Rhyperior, this week with Terra Flying, with heavy duty boots, rocking Lightning Rod, so that we can stop that Lantern from Volt switching around, as well as dodge the spikes from Gligar. And we're rocking Heavy Slam, Earthquake, Terra Blast, and Dragon Tail. Dragon Tail to try to get some more spikes damage out of Earthworm, or switch out a set up Bisharp. Terra Blast allows us to hit Hitmontop. It allows us to hit Servine. With Heavy Slam, of course, we can kill the Hatterene or Kleavor. Earthquake is Earthquake. Yeah. And rounding out the squad, we have Biblis, our Florges with a Citrus Berry this week with Moonblast, Stored Power, Calm Mind, and Wish. Full Fizz Bulk. Potential endgame number 2 outside of Shaymin. If we can get a bunch of Calm Minds up, we can suddenly just Moonblast and Stored Power our way through the enemy's team. Wish, of course, to keep us healthy, but also, if need be, we can Wish and then switch out into our defensive core of Rhyperior Earthworm. maybe even go into Tentacruel. And yeah, that is the team for week 6. And let's get right into the battle. Okay, they're flying on Bisharp. Okay. I can't. That's a not easy thing to do with Shaymin then. Okay, that's fine. I kind of just want to lead Zoroark and knock off whatever's in front of me. Yeah. Lead Zoroark disguised as... so wholesome. Oh, I'm terrified of the terrifying Bisharp. I don't have a rock move. Okay, he leads Gligar. I'm tempted to knock off. Okay, he went for the taunt, so he has taunt on this thing, but no Eviolite now, so that's good. Should I have taunted it? Yeah, but I didn't think he'd stay in. I thought it was potentially too obvious. I could have taunted Encore, whatever. I didn't want to taunt and then get EQ'd though. So I just get to knock off here. Earthquake does 40. I'm actually cool with knocking off again, actually. Yeah, I guess he switches. Actually. I don't want him to... I don't want him to get up his hazards for free. Especially since I can't clear them. Knockoff did 25, and they had the Eviolite. Can't actually see the damage. Actually, that means it's special bolt, right? It's kind of special bolt. Yeah, that was a max roll, so it's special bolt, especially bulky. Or it could be mixed, mixed bulk. Yeah, if it's mixed bulk, then that's a lot more. Cool. We get to go right into our actual Earthworm. And Curse, as he most likely switches. Knocking off that thing would have been nice, but it's fine that we didn't. Now we're gonna get taunted here. I'm gonna Curse anyway. This thing can't touch me. He taunts. At this point, I should outdamage its Roost. So I can just throw out a Heavy Slam. Yeah. Counter. Ah! Okay, that's fine. I hate counter. Trailblaze here. Okay. Okay, I outspeed his whole team. Now the question is, can I kill literally anything? If this is Sash, good play. Or I just miss Zen Headbutt. Or I just miss Zen Headbutt. It's so upsetting. All good. It's Mons, it happens. No, I don't Terra here. Don't Terra here, just Earthquake. I could have swept off of that. I could have swept off of that. But it's fine. Body, of course. I have nothing that outspeeds this. I'm just gonna Shadow Ball. I live. No, he gets the crit. Oh, are you kidding me? No, if you okay, that crit only barely matter. I lose off of this though. This thing just sweeps me. Never mind, I live on 1. And I lose my knockoff. Dude, what is this RNG? Oh my god, he's getting everything! This is absurd! Yeah, I can't touch this thing. Like, I'm just gonna taunt it so it can't set up on me, and that's it. If it's Scarfed, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Scarf. It's Scarf physical, I just lose. Animate max attack, does it 2-shot me? Yep, it 2-shots me, okay. If it's Jolly, do I even have a chance? Do I just lose to this? Just raw? Yeah, cool. I forgot I had a Citrus Berry. Whatever, man. I should have wished. But actually, no. If I wish, I'd lose. Okay, he's giving me a chance here. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Panda, for giving me a chance and just murdering me in cold blood. He has psychic noise. I lose. This is, so obnoxious how I lost this game. Yeah, click your double edge. I lose. Unless this somehow doesn't kill me. But you died a recoil, so I don't get my Giga Drain, so now I just died a Circuit Punch. Ugh. It's Mons. I can't get too mad. Whenever GG's to Panda. Like I said, awful RNG, but that's mods. Hate the game, not the player. GG's. I'll see you guys next week. But wait, there's more. After this loss... Okay, don't, that's too dramatic. Turn off the lights? Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah. This was the last week of transactions. So I wanted to see if I could improve the team. And after this week's performance, I have decided that Penny, the Shaymin, is no longer going to be working with us here on Commander and Conquer. But Penny's not the only one. We will also be dropping McQueen, our Karkle, Dr. Leave, our Clawitzer, and Sokaku, our Frostlass. All three of these have been, all four of these really have been fairly hit or miss in their performance. Sokaku, no, Dr. Leave is probably the biggest loss. But the replacements will hopefully serve to be an improvement going into these last 2 weeks of the regular season. And who are these replacements, you might be thinking? Well, first off, we have Roof Trellin, our Abomasnow, replacing, namely, Shaymin. The Snow Warning with Aurora Veil will, of course, help our defensive core. It will allow our setup Pokemon to set up better. This is what will probably allow me to be a little more confident in using weakness policy sets with Rhyperior. Grass Ice is a fairly good offensive typing. It does not get Freeze Dry, but that's fine. Giga Drain and Blizzard can more than make up for it. Can also be a not awful physical attacker, because their attack sets are the same, just like Frostlass's were. It is a stronger... It's a stronger attacker than Frostlass was, with slightly worse typing. But we are mainly going to be using it for Aurora Veil, and it is fairly tanky if you invest in Spadef because of that snow. Even with its plethora of weaknesses, this mon can still be a pretty defensive unit, especially when paired with things like Leech Seed and Giga Drain, as I already said. Yeah, that's Abomasnow. Roof Trellin, my bad. Let me refer to our new player by their name. My bad. And next up, we have our Terra Captain replacing Dr. Leave. We have Kane, our Hoopa. Serves a similar goal to Clawitzer, where it is a decently bulky, at least in one side, strong special attacker that can try to make use of Rabambi's webs. But of course, Hoopa is just that bit faster, where the webs don't need to be up if I am, say, Choice Scarf or something. With Terra, we actually hit ridiculously hard with Terra Ghost Shadow Ball. But even without Terra, 150 special attack is, of course, nothing to scoff at. This is also a good secondary special wall alongside our Tentacruel. And with Terra, we can get rid of that nasty double quad weakness, and we can become Terra Fairy. We can become Terra something else, Terra Normal, if we're, like, awesome, I guess. Overall, just in my thoughts, probably going to end up being a little more useful than Clawitzer was. Potentially even replacing Rhyperior some weeks. but more often than not, just going to be put right alongside him because Hoopa doesn't need the Terra to do big damage. And rounding out the new members, we have Toodles, our Mousehold. This gives us another answer to Ghost type spam, as we only had Zoroark before or any Terras. And seeing as we just added on a quad Ghost weakness, stopping Ghost spam is pretty good. Tidy Up is another way to get rid of any hazards, since we would be left with only Tentacruel since Carkle was gone. This is another very fast Pokemon for this tier, or for this league rather, at 111. 1 point faster than our Frostlass. But of course, the big sell of Mousehold is that Population Bomb. With Wide Lens, that is a 300 power move. It doesn't matter if Mousehold's attack stat is only 75. If you are not immune or resist, you will probably die. And of course, in low tier, there are a lot less ways to punish it. Of course, we always have to watch out for Rocky Helmet, but with some knockoff support from our other members, that will not be a problem. Or, of course, we can always run protective pads if we're just awesome. And yeah, those are the new members. 07's in chat for our dropped players, and of course, Commander and Conquer wishes them luck in their future endeavors. But hopefully these newbies can fill the gap pretty easily. And yeah, now I'll actually see you next week. Bye-bye.